Good morning students. So in this video we are going to see about the next looping statement, that is for loop. So this one is an important looping statement, so that is for loop. So the last video we have seen about the while loop and do while loop. So C++ supports three looping statement: while, do while and for. So we have already seen while and do while. So in this video we are going to see about the for loop. Okay, so for loop, first let us see the syntax for this, then we will explain each and every part of the syntax. So as while loop and do while loop, for loop is also an looping, that is a particular set of statements will be executed as per the condition. Okay, so for, it is a keyword, and then comes initialization, and then condition or text expression, and then comes the update expression, so these are separated with semicolon. Okay, then comes body of the loop, and statement X. So this is the syntax for loop. Okay, this is the most important loop, and we use this loop for most probably in every programs if you are going to want to have a set of statements to be executed again and again. Okay, so have a clear note of this. For initialization, text expression, update expression, and then comes the body of the loop. So let us see each and every part. So what is initialization? So here, so before entering into the loop, what are all the variables we are going to use must be initialized here. Okay, so if you have already initialized in the main part also, it is not needed to again initialize here. But if all the variables you are going to implement in your body of the loop must be initialized. So the first one is the initialization. So if you want to set any value for any variable, can also be done here, right? I is equal to 1, sum is equal to 0. Like this we are initialing a value for a variable, no? So that one is the first part, initialization, right? And next one, text expression, okay, or condition. So for you are going to give a condition. So up to which condition the body of the loop must get executed. Clear? So that one is the test expression, and next comes the update expression. So update expression or update the value, what you are going to update, I plus plus, I minus minus, I is equal to I plus 2, like that you are giving, no? So that one is called as the update expression. So that can also be given here. So this one is the third part. So initialization, semicolon, text expression, semicolon. So they are separated by semicolon. And next they are enclosed within the parenthesis. So next comes the body of the loop. So body of the loop, you know, so it's a single statement or more than one statement which are enclosed. So the body of the statement will be executed if the condition is true. Okay, and next comes the statement X. So as long as the condition is true, the body of the loop will be executed. Once the condition gets false, it will come to the statement X. So this is the for loop. Okay, so here in initialization you can have more than one variable. I is equal to 1, j is equal to 0, like that. You can have more than one variable. At the same time, in update expression also, as you are initializing two variables, you can also, in update expression also, you can have more than one update expression. I is equal to I plus plus, j is equal to j minus minus. Like that, you can update expression also, you can have more than one update expression, and you can have more than one initialization variable also. Okay, text expression it will be having, you most probably will be having only one text expression. Now let us see an example program. Hash include IOStream, and then comes your using namespace std, int main. So let us display the first 5 numbers. That's a simple for loop statement. So int I, so for loop, for I is equal to 1, I less than or equal to 5, I plus plus. Just I am going to print the value of I. Value of I is equal to, and then I am going to print the value I. Return 0. So this is a simple C++ program. Just we are going to print the first 5 values. Okay. So here I. So I am going to use a variable I. So I have declared that variable I as an integer. And next for loop. So I have started my for loop. So within the for loop I am going to have the 3 parts. So first one initialization, second one test expression, and third one the update expression. Okay, so how the for loop will be executed. Okay, so first what will happen is, so first initialization. Okay, so first step is initialization. Next it will check for the condition, and then if the condition is true, then what will happen is, if the condition is true, it will execute the body of the loop. Okay, so body of the loop, and then it will move to the update expression. Update expression, and then it will be passed here. Again it will check for the condition. If the condition is true, body of the loop will get executed. It will go to the update expression, and then it will come here, and then if the condition is false, it will come to the statement X. Okay, exit the for loop, and the next statement X will be executed. So this is the working procedure of for loop, or the flow chart for loop, how it works. So see, first I have initialized I is equal to 1. Next, what is the condition here? I less than or equal to 5. What is the value of I is 1. So less than or equal to 5. 1 is less than or equal to 5. So condition is true. So the condition is true, it will get into body of the loop. So if the condition is true, it will get into the body of the loop. So here what I have given, see out. So value of I is equal to, so first what will be my output? Value of I is equal to. Okay, so what is then I have asked to print I. What is the value now? I is 1. Okay, so here I have not given an open curly brace and close curly brace, because I am having only one single statement. Okay, so this is only I am having one statement. So as I am having only one statement, I have not enclosed within the open curly brace and closed curly brace. If you are mentioning it also, it's not a matter, it's correct. Okay. So if you are going to have only one statement within the looping statement, you no need to mention the open curly brace and closed curly brace. So that's why I have not mentioned here. Okay. So this is the only one statement. So after body of the loop, what will happen? It will move to the update expression. So what is the update expression here? I plus plus. That is I is equal to I plus 1. So now what is the value of I? Value of I becomes, first the value was I is equal to 1. Now the value becomes 2. I is equal to I plus 1 2. So next what will happen? After updating the expression, it will come to the condition. So next it will check for the condition. 2 less than or is equal to 5. Condition true. Next, the condition is true. What will happen? If the condition is true, it will get into the body of the loop. So body of the loop, value of I is equal to. So value of I is equal to, what's the value of I now? I am having the value of I as 2. Right. So after a body of the loop, it will go to the update expression. So I is equal to I plus 1, 2 plus 1, 3. Next it will move to the condition. So 3 less than or is equal to 5. Condition true. So then body of the loop, value of I is equal to 3, and similarly value of I is equal to 4, and next value of I is equal to 5. Okay, so this will be my, when I is equal to 4 and I is equal to 5, when I is equal to 6, the condition becomes false. The condition becomes false. Okay, so it will return 0, and then so here after that we have not given any statement, so the entire program gets over. This is the procedure how the for loop will get executed. Okay, so first initialization, next condition. So if the condition is true, it will get into the body of the loop, and if after executing the body of the loop, it will go to the update expression. After updating the expression, again it will check for the condition. So this is the cycle. Okay, so this is the cycle. What happens? Condition, body of the loop, true means body of the loop, update expression, check for condition. If the condition is true, body of the loop gets executed, again update, again checks, like this. This is what happens in for loop. The condition becomes false, it will come out of the loop. Exit the for loop, and the next statement after the for loops will be executed. Clear? So this is the simple for loop. I have shown an example program for you. Okay, so be clear with the execution process of the for loop. Okay, so here there are some variations in for loop. That is, you can give in, you are having 3 parts, isn't no? Initialization, test expression, and then update. So here in initialization, so as I said earlier, in initialization you can give more than, so like this, for I is equal to 1, j is equal to 5. So I am having 2 variable I and j. So similarly you can have multiple initialization also. So text expression I can have I less than 10, okay, I plus plus, comma, j minus minus. So here I have separated with semicolon, test expression and initialization part. But here if you want to give more than 1 initialization, you will separate with comma. I is equal to 1, comma, j is equal to 5. So this whole part is the initialization part. Okay, so you can have more than 1 initialization, that is multiple initialization is allowed in C++. And similarly, update expression also, you can have more than 1 update expression. They are separated by comma. So this one is the update expression, I plus plus, comma, j minus minus. Clear? So you can have multiple initialization and multiple update expression in for loop also. Okay. So what will happen? So in while loop and do while loop, we have seen what is an infinite loop and what is an empty loop. So in for loop, if we give in which process, how it will become an empty loop and how it will become an infinite loop, now we will see. Okay, so for I is equal to 1, I less than 5, I plus plus. So after this, instead of body of the loop, if suppose I give as semicolon, then it will become an, which one? It will become an empty loop, because I have specified here semicolon. I am not having any statement inside my body of the loop. So this will become an empty loop, as I am not having any statement inside the body of the loop. Okay. So here I have not given any statement inside the body of the loop, so that's why it will become an empty loop. As I have specified here semicolon, so if semicolon is the termination operator in C++, isn't no? So with this for loop gets terminated. So though you are having any, suppose after this I am having a statement like this, Cout I. Suppose I am having a statement like this, though I have a block of statement, as I have specified here semicolon, it will be considered as an empty loop, because semicolon is the termination operator. I have terminated the for loop here itself. So be clear. So if you give semicolon, it will become an empty loop. Okay. So you should not specify that semicolon. And similarly, for loop can also become an infinite loop. So if you don't give an text expression, so for I is equal to 1, so I am not giving any text expression, I am just leaving it blank, and after that I am giving semicolon, I am giving I plus plus. So what will happen? Cout I. So first I is equal to 1, 1 will be displayed, 1 will be displayed. Next I is equal to I plus 1 means I will become 2. So I have not given any text expression. So it will be just printing and going on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, like that it will be going on displaying. So it will become an infinite loop. So it will become an infinite loop as I have not given any text expression. No text expression is given means it will become an infinite loop. Clear? So for loop can also become an empty loop or infinite loop. So you must be very careful while specifying the for loop. So similarly, you can also skip the initialization and update expression. But if you want to skip, you have to mention this 2 semicolon inside the for statement. Suppose I am giving for semicolon and I less than 5. Like this. So I have not specified the initialization and I have not specified the updation expression also. So you can give like this. It is considered, it will not show any error for you. I am having the body of the loop like this. So as long as the text expression is true, the body of the loop will be get executed. Okay. So but the initialization can be given before the for loop and the update expression can be inside the body of the loop or anywhere else. Okay. So it can happen, but you must specify the semicolon. Okay, so you must leave space and then give semicolon and then your text expression, and then you have to specify your semicolon. So if you give for within the bracket, you must have 2 semicolon, and the 3 parts what you are going to give is as per you. But you have, though you are giving or not specifying, you have to give the 2 semicolon within the for statement. Clear? So now let us see another example program with for loop. To find the sum of first n numbers. The n value will be get from the user. Okay. So C++ program start with hash equal IO string using namespace int main. So let me have int I is equal to 1 and then comma sum is equal to 0. Okay. So let me find the odd values, sum of odd values up to n number. Okay. So Cout, enter the value of n. So I am going to get the value of n from the user. So next C in n. Clear? So I is equal to 1, sum is equal to 0. So for as I have initialized here itself, I am not going to initialize here. Let me give it as blank, and then I less than or equal to n. Okay, what is the value? Up to that I am going to find the value, and I am not going to give the update expression also. I have left here. Okay, so what I am going to find? Sum is equal to sum plus I. So sum I have already given here as 0. So sum plus I, and then I is equal to I plus 2. Because first I am having the value 1. If I plus 2 means 3, then 1, 3, 5. Like that only I am going to have. So I am going to find the sum of odd numbers within the value n. Up to the value n, what is the user is going to give. So after that, see out sum of odd values is equal to, what is the value? It will be in sum. Okay, so return 0. So with this I have finished my program. So this is the program. I am going to find the sum of odd numbers up to the value n, what is the user is going to give. So now let us evaluate this program. So first it will ask, enter the value of n. So enter the value of n. So I will be giving, let me give it as 10. So I have given the value as 10. So what is the value of n? N is equal to 10. Okay, n is equal to 10. So for first, what is the insertion? I is equal to 1. I less than or equal to n. So what is the value of I now? I is 1. 1 less than or equal to n. Condition true. Then it will get inside the body of the loop. Sum is equal to sum plus I. Sum already I am having as 0. So 0 plus 1. So what will happen? So 0 plus 1 is equal to 1. So sum has the value. Sum is equal to 1. I is equal to, what is the value? I plus 2 means I becomes 3. Okay, so next what will happen? Here the update expression is not given, so it will move to the text expression. 3, I am having the I value 3. 3 less than or is equal to 10. Condition true. So sum is equal to 1 plus 3 is equal to 4, and I becomes 5. Again it will move to the text expression. So 5 less than or is equal to 10. Condition true. Sum is equal to 4 plus 5 equal to 9. I is equal to 7. So sum is equal to 9 plus 7 is equal to 16. I is equal to 9. So sum is equal to 16 plus 9 is equal to 25. And then I becomes 11. 11 less than or is equal to 10. Condition becomes false. So it will come out of the loop. What is the value finally I am having in the sum variable? It is 25. So next, when the condition becomes false, it will come out of the loop. So what is the next statement here? Sum of odd values is equal to how much? 25. Okay. So when 0 plus 1, 1. I becomes 3, then sum is equal to, already I am having 1, I value 3, so 1 plus 3, 4, I is incremented to 3 plus 2, 5, then it will go to the text expression, condition true, so sum is equal to, already I am having 4, 4 plus 5, so sum plus I, so 4 plus 5, 9, and then I will get incremented, I is equal to 7, condition it will go for the condition is true, so every time the condition is true, then only it will move here, okay. So true only it will get into it and it will find the value. So the final value will be, it is 25 and this will be the output. Clear? So though I have not given the initialization and I have not mentioned the update expression, the for loop will be get performed, but you have to give the semicolon here. I have initialized before the for loop and the update expression is given inside the for loop. Clear? Okay, so I think you are very clear with the for loop. Today we have seen about the for loop. So with this, the three types of looping statement gets over. In the last video, we have seen about the while loop and do while loop. So here we have seen, today we have seen in this video about the for loop. So in for loop, you must having initialization, test expression, update expression. So multiple initialization can also be specified and multiple update expression can also be specified. So if you are not giving the test expression, what will happen? It will become an infinite loop. And if you give semicolon at the last after giving your for statement, then it will become an empty loop. So you must be very clear where you are specifying your semicolon and how you are giving your condition, initialization and update expression. So I think you are clear with the for loop. Thank you, students.